What up? Top of the top. What's good this morning? What's up? Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, pulling up to the show early this morning. I'm starting off today a little late. Y'all probably thought I wasn't going to come, but those that know me, you already knew I was going to pull up. It's Thursday, and the week is flying. May 12, 2022. Got some things we got to talk about, like y'all already know. So while we getting ready to do what we do, let me say salute to the chat, salute to the family. Y'all already know. ABGBK all day. Y'all should already know who already here. You know what I'm saying? It's clockwork. Miss Danielle Walker, good morning. Boy, Cozy, Black Barbie 05. What's up? Where we still getting ready. I'm getting ready. I'm already ready, but you know, I'm gonna try to cruise this morning. But it's gonna be a good show. Miss Deja, what's up? Miss Deja, what's up? Nate the Great. All right. Miss Lay Jones, good morning. Whoever else slid in here, I ain't see y'all, but I'll get to y'all later. Y'all already know that. Mr. X, what's popping? Randy Nichols, what's popping? All right. I'm gonna get to y'all. I gotta get it started because you know I'm a little late. Anyway, what's popping? What's cracking? What's good? Hopefully everybody all right. We're getting through this week. Now, we got some real things to talk about like we always do around this time. All right, something serious that's going on, and it's going to be affecting people. But first, we're going to talk. Well, I ain't going to say, I don't even know what I'm going to talk about first, but we know that 6IX9INE has been coming out and he's been trolling, clowning Young Thug and Gunna over their RICO charges. And this dude is a clown. We already know that. He's a clown. But this is also an example of somebody trying to kick somebody while they down. I also could have sworn before 6IX9INE went to jail, Young Thug was showing him love. But I'm going to get into that, how 6IX9INE is a clown. We're gonna get into that. And also, they are using their lyrics against them. They said they're going to be using, you know, Young Thug's lyrics and Gunna's lyrics against them in a court of law. And we've seen that happen a million times already. Also, we're going to be talking about the baby formula shortage. And they said that the main people that is going to affect is low-income people and rural parents. Basically, low-income mothers and mothers that are, you know, struggling at this time in the pandemic. Well, the pandemic is really over, but some of the things they put in place are still affecting people, should I say. So the baby formula shortage is very real. It is national breaking news, meaning it's very serious. I'm going to get into that. Also, I'm going to be talking about the woman that killed her girlfriend and got 95 years. She put a hit on her girlfriend. The hit didn't work. So then she decided to take her girlfriend out on her own. And she got 95 years in jail. Also, Bobby Brown came out and said that he was molested. He was molested by a priest when he was young. But Bobby Brown, y'all know Bobby Brown. We already know Bobby Brown is a funny dude. We know Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown, this dude is funny. We're going to talk about that for a second. But Bobby Brown did something different. and we're gonna talk about that. What's up, Alan from the UK? What else? What else? Also something very important that's happened is the Native Americans have came together with the US, and basically 400 schools that were supported by the US government back in the day, around the time when they was taking the land and slaughtering the Indians. A lot of the Native American, should I say, let me correct myself, Native American. A lot of the Native American children that were captured and rounded up, they put them in boarding schools. And now recently they have located 150 of the schools. Or should I say, they also found the burial grounds where a lot of these children were buried at. And we're going to talk about that, how some of the stuff that was going on then is still going on now. It's just different. But basically, 50 associated burial sites of Native Americans that were going to these boarding schools. Basically, these are the schools they were being broken at, having their language stripped from them, and these are the places where they were turning them into, allegedly U.S. citizens. So we're gonna get into that. Also, an 18-year-old Brooklyn teen was shot in the head after her friend was playing with a gun on TikTok. And we know that social media is the tool of the devil. We already know that. So I'm gonna be talking about that. What else? Other than that, it's the For No Fame Live episode 172. It's Thursday. Y'all already know what's up. I'm chilling today. I'm chilling right now. I'm cruising. I might turn up. I don't know. Anyway, let's go. Now, once again, Clown 6IX9, he just won't shut up. I don't know who this dude think he is, but guess what? That's what happened when a lot of dudes validated this man. When a lot of dudes made him feel like it was cool to stick his head out. Mainly Mr. Whack, that whack ass nigga from California. He's the main nigga that co-signed the nigga. And he feel like it's comfortable to come out. We seen about a week or two ago, a man in Miami swung on him. Because people might say he good on the East Coast, but that's a lie. He might be on the West Coast doing what he do, but I bet you when he on the East Coast, he gonna always have a lot of security. And he's only gonna be in very, very public places. So niggas could talk that talk in front of that camera like they good outside, but that's a lie for 6IX9. All right. So 6IX9 he took the time out. He also said that Gunna's going to snitch. That's what he said. He said Gunna's going to snitch. We know he put up memes clowning Young Thug and Gunna, and like I said, I could have sworn Young Thug showed him love before he told on the gang. Young Thug actually was supporting 6IX9. They got video, they got little clips together. They was chilling together. 6IX9 was getting love from Young Thug. So I don't know what happened, why he clowning him, or we already know this nigga's the ultimate clout chaser. We know this nigga's a human troll, a troll dog. And we know that he's a lame. And we also know that he's an informant. Matter of fact, he is the police, allegedly. That's what he is. He's an officer, a young officer that disguised himself as a rapper. That's what I think. It's my opinion. But 6IX9 took this time out while these dudes are down. He took this time out to kick them while they down. And you know the saying, you don't wish jail on your enemies. But we see that Young Thug is facing 500 years. Gunna is facing 150 years. And we can literally say that these dudes are fighting for their life. But 6IX9, he took this time out to clown them and kick them while they down. So what's real about that? And he says that Gunna is going to snitch. Also, we also see that Casanova, he got convicted yesterday for the drug charges or whatever. If I'm not mistaken, he got 5 years, or he's facing 5. Matter of fact, he's facing 5 to 60 years altogether, but we don't know how many charges he's going to beat, what's going to get dropped. But as of right now, Casanova is definitely doing time for the drugs. And we could say right now that Casanova has been stand up, and a lot of people said that he's gonna tell, but he's been a stand up dude right now. You know what I'm saying? So salute to Casanova. Casanova 2 times for staying strong. You know what I'm saying? Definitely right now, as we know, he's standing strong. But 6ix9ine, he got the nerve to be clowning people. So let's look at 6ix9ine once again, because y'all be forgetting who niggas be. Y'all be forgetting. Y'all give so many passes. Y'all be forgetting. This is the real 6ix9ine right here. It's the real 6ix9ine. I don't care what he say. I don't care what he do. I don't care how much he troll. I don't care how many chains he put on his neck. I don't care who we run with, who co-sign him. This is the real 6ix9ine. See him in court breaking down details, snitching, telling. You see that? Actually, see? I told you a picture speaks 1,000 words. I'm learning something right now. As you see, he's not even on the stand. He's on the stand. He's actually reporting like he's an officer himself. He's reporting like he's an officer. And you see, I'm just showing you, man. This how the police, when they bring the charges on you in court, this how the police do. This ain't no witness. This man was an officer. That's my opinion. 21 Jump Street. But this who y'all co-sign. This who y'all affiliate with. This who y'all let stick his head out. Y'all didn't shame him. Y'all didn't base on him. Y'all didn't make him uncomfortable. This the same clown that's comfortable with coming out running his mouth. And he's kicking people while they're down. Speaking on dudes that's fighting for their life right now. He thought it was cool to come out and troll him. So what's real about that? What's so funny about that? And whenever I speak on 6ix9ine, all I do is disrespect him and I violate him and I clown him. Because it's still brothers that's locked up. And it just so happen to be black men that's gonna be away from their family. And I know people gonna have stuff to say. Yeah, they was in the street, all this shit. But the funny thing is, half the niggas that was in the street, the main niggas I see stamp 6ix9ine. I have never seen a regular civilian or a so-called lame or a so-called just a regular person speak out for 6ix9ine. It's always a so-called gangster making up an excuse for this man. But this is the real 6ix9ine, all right? Lil Danny, that's his name, Danny. That's Danny Boy right there. And Danny Boy wants to clown dudes who really was doing their thing, because this dude is a hater. He's a hater because he will never, ever, ever, ever be successful as he once was. And like I told people, you know, in my opinion, most of his success came from the fact that he was showing blood affiliation. All you got to do is go back to his first video. That's all you got to do. That first video is what put him on the map. When I first ever heard about him, I told y'all it was a white dude that told me about him. A cool white dude from the street. You know, he's a street dude. And he said, yo, you seen the video with this dude named 6ix9ine? Yo, he got a lot of bloods in the video. First thing he said, there's a lot of bloods in the video. So I look at the video, I see all the homies on there, but some of the video was striking me different because I was seeing homies, then I was seeing police cars. I was seeing big bags of weed outside. I'm like, yo, this don't even look right. And from there, I already knew something suspect with this dude. I knew it. Then the allegations came out of him raping a teenage girl. People forgot about that. Young girl. Or should I say, he had a young teenager in his video, whatever. He tried to make an excuse. Either way, they say he violated a 13-year-old, if I'm not mistaken. And dudes gave that a pass. But all the warnings was right in your face. People had time to cut him off so many times, but what they do, they supported him even harder. But this is Danny Boy, and Danny Boy is an officer. And he still pops out and speaks his mouth on business that ain't his. And he says Gunna's going to snitch. So let's say, how does he know Gunna's going to snitch? Is it because he snitched? But I'm trying to tell y'all, he didn't just snitch. He was actually doing police work. You know how I know he was doing police work? Because he documented every step, every move they made. He documented it. He's also the one that started all of the drama. See, we forget that. Yeah, the Bloods was supporting him, but they wasn't the ones starting the trouble. It was him. He was starting the trouble. They was following suit, holding him down. And everywhere he started trouble, he had that camera out. That's what y'all don't understand. He was the one inciting the riots. He was the one sending people to Manhattan to shoot at Chief Keef. He was the one giving the orders. So if this, my point is this, he's supposed to be in the same exact seat as Young Thug. He's supposed to be the top of the food chain. If it was a RICO, any conspiracy, any type of gang activity, he was really the OG. Why? Because he was the one bringing in the money and the revenue, and he was the one sending the shooters. He was the one, he was the one giving orders. But that's why I say, in my opinion, he was undercover, deep cover. And a lot of people thought he told, and I said he didn't tell. He was doing the police work. That's my opinion. He was working. He was, in my opinion, he was an officer disguised as a rapper. The same way, in my opinion, that other dude, he's an officer disguised as a manager. It's my opinion. I could be wrong as I don't know what. But see, y'all thought officers just disguise themselves on the street. But if you know anything about how deep they go, anybody they want to get, they will disguise themselves as that person. And that's just how it works. A lot of people don't understand. You see, some people you think is jailhouse snitches. No, you actually got officers that are locked up. And their job is to pretend like they're doing time and go behind the wall and they tell and they investigate. A lot of time these officers in jail, they lie and tell you they're in the box, but they don't be in the box, they go home. And then they come back. When they come out the box, that's really when they come back. Man, you got officers be deep cover on anywhere there's a criminal, anywhere there's criminal activity, you got officers disguised with costumes. And in my opinion, this nigga was an officer. We also seen him provoking O Block. We seen when he went to O Block and he had people looking like the federales with him. He did specific things to taunt and torment gangsters and to provoke them. He was a troublemaker. He was also an incriminator, because that's what he liked to do. And a lot of y'all gave him a pass, and y'all still give him a pass. So when I see 6ix9ine speaking on, two black men that are fighting for their life, we don't care. Yeah, we know this and that, Thug, this and that. Yeah, he fucked suspect, all that stuff. That ain't the point. The point is to show you how somebody, instead of saluting somebody or, saying hold your head or freedom or whatever, or even just shutting up, they want to take their time to kick him while down. And this is a dirty Mexican. That's what he is. He's a dirty Mexican. So what give him the right to speak on every situation and get a pass? Because in my opinion, as far as we know, he could be the most racist man on the planet. We don't know that. But one thing we do know is he a fraud. And, all he got to do is show some money and get some money away, and they're going to say he a good dude. But anyway, he's been clowning Young Thug and Gunna, and they facing a lot of time. Also, they say that the police are going to be using their lyrics against them. As we already know, this has been happening over the past 10 years. Where the words you say will be used against you in a court of law. Now, one thing I will say, that's foul, because guess what? They don't do that to movie actors. An actor could play a role in a movie of killing a whole lot of people. Like right now, Johnny Depp is in court. He's in court with his wife. And he's being accused of beating on her, having her on drugs, all type of stuff. But they didn't take that movie Blow that Johnny Depp did and use that against him. You see, I'm just giving an example. If they go to court, they're not going to use all their movies of them killing 1,000 people up. They're not going to use that against them in the court of law, because they know that's entertainment. But When you from a certain demographic, or you from the hood, allegedly, or you're a rapper, they take your entertainment and use it against you. They do it every time. So if you can't see that conspiracy, then you're blind. And you're blind to the facts that it's secret things going on. And like I said, I'm going to talk about how they found a lot of, burial sites at over 400 schools that were supported by the U.S. government. And these burial sites were to bury a lot of Native American children and others, because they slaughtered the natives back then, and now it's still people being slaughtered. But I'm just going to show you that this dude 6ix9ine is he might be one of the lowest people we've seen in our time. This is a very low down, dirty dude. You know why? Because not only did he do what he do, let's be real. Even the real police, even outright police, when they lock people up, they don't sit there and clown them. When the officers do their job, I don't care what name of branch, I don't care if it's federal or local. When they lock people up, they don't clown them. They don't joke on them. They don't disrespect the families, but that's what he do. So I'm showing you how he a foul dude. But y'all stamp him, y'all co-sign him. So shame on you. Next, I'm going to talk about one of the majorest topics in the world right now, or should I say in America, that's very serious. As you see right there, that counter, it is a baby formula shortage. Now, the thing we don't know is, we don't know if these companies stop making it, stop producing it. We don't know if it's just being stored in mass warehouses, not being shipped out. We don't know what's going on, but they saying it is a baby food, a baby food, a baby formula. It's a crisis. Baby formula. Y'all know when those babies are born, they need certain nutrition and certain vitamins and minerals that exist within the baby formula. So also we got to understand, a lot of mothers do not breastfeed no more, especially in the hood. And the only reason why I'm speaking on in the hood, because that's what they said. They said that the baby formula shortage is going to mainly affect low income and rural parents are the most at risk. And this is courtesy of NBC News. This is breaking news today. Meaning it's national news right now. This is a real crisis. And the main thing they said is going to affect low income. That means the hood. Keyword, code words, playing around words, the hood, low income. And we don't know if, usually this is how it works. Usually when it's a drought, next thing you know, the baby formula pops back up on all the shelves, and a can of baby food is $100. Or should I say baby formula? It might be $100 when they come back out, $120, because it's a drought. Y'all remember the same thing happened with toilet paper. Did y'all forget how everybody was fighting over toilet paper? The next thing you know, all the toilet paper went up. Y'all forgot about that, right? Well, maybe this might be part 2. Instead of toilet paper, it's baby formula. And we know how that baby formula costs bread. We already know that. We already know that. Especially if you the type of parent that want your baby to have a top notch, the gold top, the gold lid. That's what my kids got, the gold lid. The one that specializes in, enhancing their brain with the brain food, the gold can. So you had your baby at the hospital, they give you the blue can and stuff like that. But that baby formula is all right, but that's the one that's kind of weak. You got to get the gold top. Most of the kids that are, that are given the baby formula with the gold top, whether it's Infamil or whatever, a lot of them they advance faster because it has certain brain development ingredients in it. But that's not the point. The point is it is a baby formula shortage, and they saying it's going to affect low income parents, the hood. They also know that During the past 2 years, a lot of women have been having children. A lot of women are pregnant right now. They know before that. They know it's a certain people that's having mass production of children. It is also other races. They are slow having children. They got to take medicines. They got to get help. They got to get y'all know what I'm talking about. They got to get them certain enhancements so they can reproduce fast. Because it's been a statistic years ago they did where they said at one point black and brown would dominate the planet, because they said that allegedly that white people, white mothers were not having children as fast or as much. Allegedly, that's what they said. So we know for a fact that black and brown people have been having babies left and right, which deals with increasing the population. But with this baby formula shortage, we don't know how mass is going to be. We don't know how long it's going to be. But if they play the game with the baby formula like the tissue, it can get very ugly out here, especially when they say that the prices got to go up, because we already know some of these cans already be 50 plus. We already know that. And we know a lot of time, yeah, mothers get wick and all of that, but a lot of time that stuff run out. It don't be enough. Especially if you got more than one baby. Some people got twins, stuff like that. And you got to remember this. When they say it's a shortage, we know people that got a lot of money. See, when you got a lot of money and you hear it's a shortage on baby formula, they're going to go buy that whole top rack. See, when you got bread, you can go buy the top rack. And then when the poor people go to the store, it's all gone. So they also said that a lot of mothers are going back into old remedies. But the point is, they know for a fact a lot of women in low-income areas do not breastfeed. Why? Because they smoke cigarettes. They smoke weed. And a lot of women, I heard women before say they don't want their breasts to sag. It's many different reasons. You got some mothers that after they had a baby, they want to drink and get lit. Either way, we know for a fact women in the hood do not like to breastfeed like that, even though we know that's the most natural way to have a bond with the child, because it's a whole nother chemistry when the child breastfeeds from the mother. That creates a deeper bond. And you're also going to understand that all of this coincide with, all of this got to do with the C-section as well, because people don't understand. I'm not going to go too much into it, but it's a reason with the C-section. It's a reason why they tell you, oh, the baby ain't gonna be able to come out. Oh, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. Oh, it's a reason why they like to cut the baby out of you. Because it's a difference when the baby get cut out of you, and it's a difference when the baby go through the womb. And you'll see the past generations, the babies have not been going through the womb, which is the vortex, which is a whole nother spiritual bonding with your child when it goes through the womb and that child is breastfed. And you'll see, I say the past 15 years, they've been cutting all that out. C-section, baby formula. Then you wonder why the kids get to a certain level. You see how they growing up. You see how they growing up now? Well, I guarantee you, most of these kids growing up now that's wilding, most of them are kids of C-sections and baby formula. And you also see how a lot of children, they don't listen to their mother now, or it's no bond there. That's how they cut the bond. This is something they did back in the day. You always seen how back in the day, when they hung women from trees, they'll cut the baby out their stomach. Because it's a whole different science and a whole different union when the baby comes through the womb. And I understand some people were not, are not able to do it, but a lot of times, allegedly, they do lie. And they tell you, oh, this is going to happen. The baby ain't going to make. They're going to tell you every excuse because they don't really want you to push it through the womb. They want to cut it out. That's a whole nother science. Cut it out and give it baby formula. They don't want you to push it through the womb and breastfeed, because that's the real bond between the mother and child that they've been trying to break up for years. It's a whole nother level to that. Just like you see every black woman, I ain't gonna just say every black woman, every brown woman. I'm not just gonna say that, but you also, or y'all all know about the what? The epidural shot. Y'all all know about that. Some of y'all back hurt to this day. But we gotta remember was the time when, you know, women didn't get those shots. And let's be real, like I said before, a lot of people were scared of that C19 shot, but nobody exactly knows what exactly is in an epidural shot. We don't know what it is. We don't know. And a lot of women had to get that shot in their back. And we don't even know if this is a shot that can cause cancer years later. We don't know if that's the shot that causes breast cancer and every other sickness in women. We don't know that. That's why I say it's all alleged. These are conspiracy theories. I don't know. But a lot of people was ducking C19 shots, but a lot of people also got epidural shots. And a lot of women back hurt to this day. But the point is, it's a baby formula shortage. And we already know how some people gonna watch. If some people feel like they can't get no formula for their child, people gonna get crazy out here. So that's why they also said some women are going back into certain formulas on how to make their own baby formula out of carnation milk and other ingredients. You gotta remember, our people always had home remedies to get through stuff. So a lot of this stuff ain't new. A lot of this stuff ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying, nothing special. It's just that it was a time when our people knew how to make things happen without nothing. Now we live in a time we dependent. So like I said, even though it's a shortage, if the rich people just start wiping out all the leftovers that's there and storing, stockpiling that in their crib, when you go to the store, it ain't nothing left. And then you got to ponder and figure out how you're going to feed your baby. So we don't know if they're holding back the shipments. We don't know if the factories are not mass producing. But it is a fact that it is a shortage on baby formula in America right now. So literally, they're trying to take foods out of kids' mouths. Literally, that's what they're doing. You know the saying, you trying to take food out my kid's mouth. That's what they're doing. That's the food for the newborns right there. And they're literally taking it out of their mouth. And we don't know what's going on. Or before it was being mass produced, now it's not. And I'm gonna say it again, they did the same thing with the tissue, the same thing with alcohol. Remember, you couldn't even get no alcohol in the pandemic. Now alcohol back on the shelf, alcohol is 2 times more than what it was. Before, remember, alcohol was 50 cents, $1. Now they give you small bottles for $1. Stuff like that. So this is what's going on. And we got to pay attention. So if you do have newborn babies, or if you plan on having a baby and you pregnant, you might as well start buying your baby formula right now, just in case. Just in case. So you have some in a stash. And why it's cheap. Because remember, it's a shortage now. But when they pop back on the shelf, they might be $80 to $100. You don't know. They might double the price like they do in the gas. Whoever thought 87 gas would be $4.50, $4. We remember regular gas was 2 and change, depending on where you live at. 2 and change, $1.69, 2. You know what I'm saying? We remember when $3 for 87 gas was considered too much, $3.50. Now it's going up more, and I'm pretty sure they just playing around. It's regular gas is going to be $5. And for my people with the 93, the Supreme, ain't no telling how much you're going to be paying. But it's supply and demand. The more it's a drought, the more we can go up on the prices. So now we're going to play the drought game. And right now it's a drought. So like I said, to all the mothers, fathers, if you got newborns, or you plan on having some on the way, better start stockpiling and stop playing. Because this is what they talking about. And I'm going to get into this next topic, which relates with that topic. And they said recently, this also is on the news this morning, that they say the U.S. identifies Native American boarding schools, and at these Native American boarding schools, they found burial sites 400 schools that were supported by the U.S. government, and more than 50 associated burial sites. The schools operated for 150 years, starting early 19th century. This was during the wars with the Native Americans, during the Trail of Tears, all that time right there when it was banging on the natives. These schools were put in place because they would kill the man, you dig, take the woman, and take the kids. And they took the kids and they was putting the kids in these boarding schools. Now it's called jail. All right, it's called jail now. So playing with words. It's called social services. Stuff like that. But they were putting the children in these boarding schools. And when the children died, they would bury them. So you remember when I was talking about yesterday, how I was talking about they're going, they don't end up in a ditch, because that's what they did back in the day. They put people in ditches. They built mass graves. It's many mass graves in America right now. It's a part down south, Georgia, Alabama. It's certain parts of the country where peach trees grow, fruit trees, and they buried on top of dead bodies. Dead Black and Native American bodies, whatever you want to call it. You want to say blacks and Native, whatever you want to say. Indigenous people, Aboriginal. Mass graves gave birth to trees. And this is facts. All this could be looked up and researched. Some of the fruit we eat in these trees that this fruit come from, the fertilizer was dead original people. Dead melanated people nurtured some of these fruit trees because they dug a lot of mass graves and they just dumped a whole lot of people in big ass fields. And some of these big fields are where they're used as farmer fields, and basically trees have grown in these places. That's why when we really look at America, America has always been a home of bloodshed. We have no idea how much slaughter has happened in this country, and guess what? It's still happening. Also, not to get off topic, they just said this morning. See, when I wake up and I do my notes, I got the news on too. So this morning they just said it's official that 1 million Americans have died from C-19. And like they said, we was tripping when it was 100,000, but it's a fact now. 1 million people have died because it's always been bloodshed in America. The red, the white, and the blue. It's literally you can walk anywhere in America and 9 times out of 10 it was some blood spilled on that ground you're walking on. It don't matter what city, what hood you in, what neighborhood. It don't matter. You don't know what's under the ground you're walking on. 9 times out of 10, anywhere you walk out here, it's some bloodshed under that ground. Let's look at the Civil War, the Revolutionary War, the Native American. Let's look at all the wars that took place. Let's look at all the crimes that happened. Let's look at all the time when people was getting lynched from trees and beat up and all slaughtered. Man, we know all the type of criminal activity and murder and mayhem been going on in America. So we're literally, we might be walking on blood everywhere we go. Or anywhere you at within a couple of square feet. 9 times out of 10, somebody died around there or in that location. Then that's what it is. We heard about plenty of stuff built on mass graves. Even in your hood, it's been people killed all over the hood in different places. In front of the building, the staircase, the parking lot, in front of the store. We know people die all over America. But my point is, it's Native American people. They are working on these burial sites of their ancestors. And they said that they want to close a chapter in their life and they want to make awareness to people on what had happened back in the day. And what a lot of people don't know, a lot of people have been pulling up, tapping into their real ancestry, getting recognized by the federal government. The federal government for being Native American. People are basically coming back to who they are. And some people have been getting paid. We already know some of these tribes have been set aside. What did Joe Biden say? He said he's not thinking about reparations unless the Native Americans are included. And guess what? The Native Americans already been getting their reparations. But they got people classified as this, that, and the third, and people don't know who they are. And I'm going to get into something else because I'm going to show you how everything tied together. But They said it's a dark history of the boarding schools where children were taken from their families. They were stopped from speaking their language and often abused. See, they was abusing children back then. Now they are trying to identify the children and their lost tribes at these burial sites. So mass graves of Native American children buried right here in America to this day. Mind you, they said over 400 schools. So that's 400 schools scattered across America with burial sites. And we know a lot of time the numbers are way worse than what they say. But my point is, Native American children was getting slaughtered then. What's happening now? Did I not do the report yesterday how the CDC said that Black kids from 10 to 24 have died the most within the past couple of years, more than ever in the past 25 years? Are Black kids still not getting put in mass graves all across America? So it's the same exact thing. It's just a different program. It's called extermination. But back then, we know that they slaughtered the natives. Now they let the natives slaughter themselves. But all of this news is coming out back to back. Because remember, I report this news in real time. So when yesterday the CDC said something about, mass Blacks are dying, and then today they drop a story on ancient natives, children that were dying, I understand what they're talking about, what they're saying. And I'm not going to go into that, which also ties into the baby formula shortage, because we also know back in the day, they starved the natives out and they couldn't feed their kids when they was killing the buffaloes and destroying the crops. Part of how they conquered the natives, we already know, was through their sickness. The sickness that they brought from Europe. They also slayed them with the Bible in the other hand. And they also slayed them by destroying their food. Because when you destroy a people's food, that's how you control a people. You make them get down or lay down. All you got to do is take their food. I already told y'all that. All they got to do is take your food, take your power, and you're done. Cut off your power, take your food. That's what they did to your ancestors. They took their food. So that's why nowadays when they say baby formula shortage, that sets off an alarm. And I know what they're talking about. They taking your baby's food. Or should I say the food that nurtures them. Same thing. Told you it's nothing new. It's nothing new. Only thing new is technology. That's it. If you take away technology, everything will still be basically the same. It's just technology. Who creates the technology? The ones that control the world. That's how they control you. But anyway, we know technology make it, basically technology stops us from being bored and it make things easier. We know that. But you got to understand why technology was created. And you got to understand, he who controls technology controls your whole reality, period. That's why we all live our life through a device, some kind of way. But they was putting people in mass graves. They put the natives in mass graves, children. They killed a man. Take your kids, the same way CPS take your kids right now, social service. Well, it was social service back then. And they took the kids and put them in boarding schools. And these boarding schools were to break the kids, take their language, so they won't know who they are, turn them into nice Americans. And that's why to this day, a lot of people don't know their history. They don't know who they are. They don't know what's what. So that's what they did then. They're still doing it now. But this is American history. And now I'm going to update American history, because American history is based on bloodshed. And nowadays we still deal with bloodshed. So let me get into the story of the New Jersey woman that received 95 years after murdering her lover, aka her girlfriend. It's her right here. You also see she looks like what? Does she not look like just like a Native American? See? Told you people don't know what they are, who they are. She probably called herself black, but don't she look like a Native American? Does she not look like a Native American? That's all I'm saying. That is her real hair. See her right here? Does she not look like a Native American? Somebody talk to me. Native American, black, African American. Then you understand why they put certain labels on you. Certain labels is put on us, so we'll always be confused. But anyway, this woman is confused because she murdered her lover, her girlfriend. This woman right here was her girlfriend, and she murdered her. Now, this New Jersey woman received 95 years. She received 95 years after murdering her lover, which was her girlfriend, and buried her in the backyard. I just told you about how they was putting us in mass graves, burying us in backyards. Now, our people bury people in backyards. Just told you that. This woman buried her girlfriend in the backyard. Now let's look at this woman. Does she look like she is even capable of doing something like that? Not at all. That's why I told people you better be on point now, because you don't know who's going to take you out when you're violating. That's all I'm going to say. But check it out. She buried her girlfriend in the backyard after strangling her to death with an extension cord. But guess what? Before that, she hired a hitman to kill her girlfriend, and the hitman didn't work. So she put a bag on her own girlfriend. The shooter didn't finish the job. He failed. And she had to basically do it herself. And she received 95 years. Now, the shooter she originally hired, he snitched on her. He told. And he said that this girl right here threatened him to do it or she was going to kill his kids. So this woman named Jennifer Sweeney, she is a beast. But do she look like it? No, she don't. That's why they say what? Looks are deceiving. And guess why she did all of this? Because she felt her girlfriend was cheating on her. Her girlfriend right here, you know, Tyrita Julius, all because she felt like this woman was cheating on her, she wanted to kill her. So we know this was a crime of passion to the 10th power. Not only did she put a hit on this woman, the shooter failed, and then she did it herself and choked her out with an extension cord and buried her in the backyard. This woman right here, does she look like that? And that is her hair. She looked just like a Native American. Back in the days, they slaughtered us. Now we slaughter each other. See that? And this is another victim of demonic behavior. What is so hard with just leaving a person? But I'm trying to tell you, even a lot of you dudes, this is going to happen to a lot of you dudes. A lot of women are going to try to kill you because they fed up. And vice versa. Disclaimer, I'm not promoting it. And we already know it's a lot of men doing it to women already. We already know that. But a lot of women are snapping. And she snapped on her girlfriend. Some would say that the relationship was already destined to fail because of their activity. You know, some people are going to feel that way. But we're not talking about that. I want you to look at a woman. This regular woman looks plain Jane. But this woman is a killer. She put a bag on her own girlfriend. Then when it didn't work, she choked her out with an extension cord, killed her herself. Then dug the ditch in the backyard, put her own girlfriend in the ditch. So when we talk about demonic behavior, when we talk about the devil going plenty of different bodies, and this one of them. Because she don't look like she even got I'm telling you, I ain't put up the picture with the smile. The smile really gonna say, man, she ain't do that. But this woman did it. She got 95 years. So I told you we seeing a pattern of women being portrayed as demonic figures. And some of these women are doing some of the most outlandish crimes. This woman got 95 years. And guess how she got caught? Because a man told on her. The man that was the shooter, he snitched on her to get so he can get out of jail quicker. He's still gonna get 20 years because they shot the woman and it failed. This woman made it through. You know, this woman right here, Miss Julius, she made it through the first attempt to take her life, all because the woman felt like she was cheating on her. So is somebody cheating worth them dying just because they cheating on you? Now you got 95 years in jail, and you're not gonna have nothing. You're not gonna even have no. Oh, I forgot. You're gonna be in jail munching on carpets, and they're gonna be munching on you. But look at this woman. Look how little she is. This is how demonic she got. And she looks just like a Native American. Because maybe she is and she just don't know who she is. But that ain't the point. The point is, looks are deceiving. You play around with the wrong person. You sleep with the enemy, and you could be buried in your own backyard, or you could be in a ditch somewhere. Because love ain't the same no more. Love is a 4-letter word in some situations that can get you killed. When the wrong person fall in love with you, that's the difference. See, when the right people fall in love, it's beautiful. When the wrong people fall in love, it's horrible. And sometimes it ends in death, misery, domestic violence. When the wrong people love each other. And we know that this woman is a lunatic and she's a loon ball because she killed her own girlfriend with an extension cord. So we know she had to get up close and personal, wrap the extension cord around her neck, go outside, dig the ditch, put it in, put the dirt back on top, and she was walking around with her regular life like nothing happened. After she put a bag on her head and it didn't work. So that's the world we in right now. But rest in peace to Tyrita Julius. And this woman right here, she will forever live in misery because she got 95 years. So she's done. So that just lets you know right now. In these days we in right now, you better be very cautious on who you with. And guess what? It's okay to be single. It's all right. Being single now might save your life instead of you getting with the wrong person. Because we are in a time where people are possessed by the devil himself. That's what it is. It's nothing we can do about it. All right. So stay away from certain people. That's all I'm gonna say. Nope. All I'm gonna say is know who you're dealing with before you deal with them. And this woman might have known that girl. You know how they be like, "Oh, my girl crazy," or my man, he crazy. You know, people think that's cute. But little did you know that they was crazy to the point they'll take your life when they say, you ain't gonna be with nobody else but me, or when they say you ain't going nowhere, or when they say over my dead body. Well, sometimes that's what some people mean. They really mean that you ain't going nowhere. I'll kill you before somebody else gets you. That's what some people say. That's what some people say. So when people say those trigger words, you got to pay attention. When they say them words, you might as well start packing up and leave. I'm gonna be real. Don't wait till the last minute. So this woman right here, my point is the whole purpose of this to look at how looks are deceiving. And the person you think wouldn't do nothing to you would do it. And what else is the main thing? 9 times out of 10, when harm comes to you, when betrayal, when evil comes, it's always going to be the closest one to you that bring you the most hell. The one that plots on your demise is going to be the closest one to you. See, people that don't know you or know nothing about you, they're not going to bother you like that because they're not in your circle. They're not in your cipher. They're not in your surroundings. They don't know how you live day to day. It's the people that always want to act like they so cool with you and come amongst you and say they love you. Those are the ones that betray you first. I keep telling y'all this. Those are the ones that know your schedule. Those are the ones that think they know everything about you. Those are the ones that do you in. And they plot on your demise. How do we know she plotted on her own girlfriend? Because she paid a hitman. That was the plot. Because she didn't want the blood on her hands. She wanted to get her girlfriend clipped and still be able to go to the funeral and act like she ain't do nothing. So when that didn't work, she took matters into her own hands. But let this be the lesson that it's always going to be the closest one to you that tries to do you the most harm. Because you have to allow the devil into your life. You have to allow the killer. You have to allow the piece of shit into your life just so they can destroy it and destroy you in the end. That's how I always work, the same pattern. What up, Pone Striller? So we can say, I don't want to hear nothing about gangbanging. I don't want to hear nothing about no criminal activity. This woman right here proved to be the most gangster, the toughest gangster in America. Not only did she put a bag on her own girlfriend, she killed her with her own bare hands and buried her in a ditch. And it's sad we live in a world where we still promote crime and violence. But if people want to talk that gangster talk, you ain't getting no more gangster than her. And we know for a fact she was more gangster than this nigga. Because she got 95 years and she put in work. And guess what? She didn't tell on the hitman. Look, she didn't tell on the hitman who she sent to do the hit. The hitman told on her. Another dude told on her. So what that tell you? That's the world we in now. So these are different things we got to look into. Like I said, back in the days, they put us in ditches. Now we put ourselves in a ditch. So these are some of the things that's going on right now in America. Murder and mayhem. So like I said, also, an 18-year-old Brooklyn teen was shot in the head and killed. Her and her friend was playing around with a gun while recording TikTok videos. How many times have we heard this same story? How many times have we heard about people dying on the internet? So can we say the internet was one of the worst things that happened to human beings? Or should I say human beings that don't know how to use the internet? Because if it wasn't a such thing as TikTok, they probably wouldn't have been in the crib playing. And Trump told you to stay off TikTok. And a lot of people, they don't know who controlled TikTok to this day. But some of us, we know. And we've seen people dying over being a TikTok celebrity. We've seen every scenario online. We've seen people killed on Facebook Live. We've seen people killed on Instagram. We've seen people killed on every social media platform. Not only have people been killed on a platform, we've seen people being killed over the platform. People get killed over tweets. People get killed over posts. Because people living their life now off the internet. But this particular woman, 18-year-old, they say she just turned 18 years old from Brooklyn, Crown Heights, playing with a gun and killed herself. Her and her friend, they killed themselves. She killed her friend. Either way, they was in the crib playing with a gun and it happened on TikTok. So we know for a fact TikTok deals with a death frequency. And another female playing around with guns. Because we live in a time now where females want to be super tough, super gangster. That's right. That's right, Rondell. I did a video on that too. TikTok, that means time running out. And when I did the video on TikTok, it was dealing with how blacks are running out of time. The countdown to your destruction. That's why you also see TikTok blew up right in the pandemic. And ever since TikTok came out, black people have been dying very fast at alarming rates. Urban people, black, brown, I'm going to just say melanated people, dying at a fast, alarming rate ever since TikTok been around. So it just so happened, TikTok, yeah, the clock been ticking and it's still ticking, and niggas still on TikTok. I'm so stubborn, I ain't signed up to TikTok yet. Even though I need to promote and do things on TikTok, it's something about TikTok. But they all the same. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So I ain't going to sit here and, I'm not going to sit here and be no hypocrite and talk about TikTok when they all the same. But TikTok is controlled by a certain set of people. And ever since TikTok been around, people have been dying. And that's why they said the announcement this morning that 1 million people have died from C-19. So that's 1 million people thrown in ditches. That's called mass burial. We know the overdoses are still going up, but we neither here nor there. And people still walking around playing. A lot of people still playing. Like this clown, still playing. A certified cop clowning other dudes that's fighting the RICO charge, fighting for their life. He took time to come out and joke on them like it's funny. But what's so real about that? What's funny about that? Nothing. This dude, as far as we know, could be a damn Mexican terrorist. We don't know who this nigga is. But we know for one thing, whatever job he set out to do, it gets accomplished. Next, let me talk on. Yo, that's another thing. I don't know if y'all saw that video. I ain't put it up. I don't know if y'all saw that video that was trending about 2 days ago in New York on a train where a man punched his pregnant girlfriend in the stomach. And he punched her in the stomach on a train, and then people on the train, they wasn't feeling that, and they started jumping on him and putting hands and feet on him, and even a midget popped off on him. Even a midget started beating the brakes off him. The man was on the train with his woman, and while he was sitting down, her phone rang, and a dude named Kevin came across the screen. And the dude was like, who was Kevin? Who Kevin? He got tight. And I saw the video clip. Before he even hit her, I knew it was going to happen. Because a lot of people, their domestic violence is so deep, especially in New York City. New York City is a place where you can see domestic violence outside. You know, you'll see a dude beating on his girl outside. I've seen that plenty of times. And a lot of us was taught to mind our business. But when I look at it now, I've seen that plenty of times. And sometimes those be the girls that end up dead. If a dude is wild enough to beat on you, beat the brakes off you in public, ain't no telling what he's gonna do behind the scene. So when this dude seen the man named Kevin on the phone, he kept saying, who Kevin? Who's Kevin? Then he punched the girl in her stomach. Mind you, she pregnant. After that, the whole train started flipping on him, and a midget popped off on him too. A midget with a Nike suit on. He started putting hands and feet on him too. Everybody started pounding on him. And it just let me see how savage people are. And he was like, that's Kevin, baby. That ain't my baby. That's Kevin, baby. So you see what be going on? That's why I say you got to know who you with. Everybody's in relationship for the wrong reasons. A woman's going to do what her private parts that she want to do. A man going to do what he want with his. But somehow we think when we get together with people, we own people. People going to do what they want to do. That's all I'm saying. But this man, the man that beat up that woman on the train, man, the whole train jumped on his head. He even got beat up by a midget. So if you want to see that video, you got to just Google it. I seen it on Facebook. Man punches pregnant woman in the stomach on a train in New York. And it was funny how they whipped his ass. That's the part that was funny. The part how he punched in the stomach was foul because we don't even know if this woman had a miscarriage. We don't know. But he punched in the stomach. We know that's a demonic ass nigga to do that. Anyway, speaking on that note, they saying Nick Cannon is expected to have his 10th child. And they saying allegedly Nick Cannon they say he got 3 women pregnant right now at the same time. So Nick Cannon is skeeting in everything right now. Ever since Orlando Brown came out and said he was gay, he was giving head, allegedly. Nick Cannon been having a lot of kids ever since that statement. He trying to fight for his manhood. And a lot of dudes that are suspect, they love to have a lot of kids because they think that make them a man. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, Nick Cannon, they say he got three chicks pregnant right now as we speak. His 10th child. And Nick Cannon better pray to God that one day they don't all take him for child support at the same time. On top of that, we got to go to Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown popped out again too. Bobby Brown, we know Bobby Brown. He's the king of crack smoking. He cleaned up his life. People got to understand. They say that Bobby Brown didn't turn out Whitney. They said Whitney turned out Bobby. And Bobby, to this day, he got the twitch mouth. He got the crack jaw. No, he can't. He smoked so much crack rock, he can't even talk straight. But we got to salute Bobby Brown. Because Bobby Brown came out with a story and he said he was molested by a priest when he was young. And he said the priest didn't penetrate him. He said the priest didn't get too far. He said the priest touched his private parts. And he said after the priest touched his private parts, he said he put hands and feet on the priest. He said he punched and kicked the priest, and the priest got away from him, and he ran. So even little Bobby Brown fought for his manhood. But this is the stuff that went on once upon a time. You know, he said it was over quick because he said after the priest touched his private part, he punched the priest in the face and kicked him. And he said this happened to him when his moms got arrested and he went in custody of social services. So even Bobby Brown fought for his manhood as a child. So we got to salute Bobby Brown for fighting. And Bobby Brown did not get penetrated, allegedly. But he came out with a story. Also, we don't know if Bobby Brown could be trying to get some clout and sympathy. We don't know. But I'm gonna be real, a lot of men have come out, especially in Hollywood. Even the boxer Sugar Ray Leonard came out and said he got violated when he was young. A lot of men have been coming to terms with the fact that they've been violated. But what a lot of them don't understand is some of them was getting violated on purpose because they had plans for some of these people. Wax Dog, what up? But Bobby Brown, he fought. Bobby Brown didn't go out like a sucker. Bobby Brown threw them hands. And he punched the priest in the face and he was kicking. And he said that, all the priest did was touch his private parts. He wasn't feeling that. He wilded out on the priest and got away and ran. And he said this happened when he was in social service custody. His moms had got arrested. So Bobby Brown did grow up with a tough life. Bobby Brown did go through a lot. So I'm not going to clown Bobby Brown. And I understand why he was on all them drugs because he probably had a lot of pain for when he was young. But Bobby Brown did not get his manhood taken. So when dudes talk about this, that, and the third, it is what it is. Everybody going to deal with it different. I'm not going to get into that. But Bobby Brown said when his private parts got touched, he said he basically snuffed the priest. And he basically kicked him and got away. So that's that. Salute to Bobby Brown for telling his story. Also, once again, we know that, Young Thug and Gunna is facing a lot of time. And for those that don't know, Gunna, his girlfriend was Chloe Bailey. I think that's Cynthia Bailey's daughter, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to be wrong. But Chloe Bailey, Gunna's girlfriend, says she is devastated by her boyfriend Gunna's arrest. And guess what she said? She said she promises to stay loyal while he's in prison. Gunna is facing 150 years. So I want to really see if this woman is going to be loyal to Gunna. She say that now. But this man got 150 years. I ain't going to say guy he's facing. But she said she's going to stay loyal. It sounds good. But I don't think she's going to spend the rest of her. That would basically mean she locked up too. So she's going to be in a free world and lock herself up. And also, I will say, salute to the women that do. Okay, Sassy. That's Beyonce's. Okay. That's Beyonce people. All right. I ain't know. I never knew. I always see her name, but I ain't really know about who she was. But salute to the woman that do stick by their man when they are locked up or whatever. But this man is facing 150 years. So a minimum, let's just say the least he probably gonna get us like 10 years. We don't know. The least he might get is 10. I don't think she ain't gonna wait for that, man. And you a celebrity, you know, I don't believe that. Now you might not get serious with a man, but she's gonna need some. I'm sorry. It sounds good, Chloe, but I don't believe you. But she said she's gonna stick by her boyfriend Gunna. And like I said, you know, Gunna turned himself in, which we already know. They faced a lot of time, and this clown 6ix9ine took the time to testify. Let us look at this picture right here with 6ix9ine and Jim Jones. Who's to say they wasn't working together the whole time too? Who's to say? See that? Jim, you know, let's break it down. 6ix9ine in the courtroom testifying, or is he he don't look like he testifying to me. He looked like an officer when the officers get their report. You know, Your Honor, when I pulled them over, you know, Your Honor, when we went in the house, we found 5 guns. You know, Your Honor, when we caught him, he looks like an officer. He ain't no damn testifying, no witness. That nigga look like a damn cop. My point is this. He did his thing in court. He did his thing on the wiretap. And he got a pass too. Grown men was, man, y'all niggas, man. Yeah, paperwork this, paperwork that. That's why I say a lot of y'all just don't know the damn law. Any form of you in any type of criminal case on a wiretap, you get jacked up too. Especially when you're talking about incriminating stuff. But we know this man didn't get jacked up. And we see them together right here. Who's to say they didn't have a fake beef going on and they're cool to this day? Do we really know that? Can anybody prove that? I'm going to wait. Throwing up blood. Throwing up blood. But Jim Jones, he a real nigga. Jim Jones, capo, he that dude. Neither one of them went to jail. Both of them ran with the non-Trey gangsters. Mel Matrix used to be signed to Jimmy. They've been doing their thing for a minute, being untouchable. Harv, Nuke, Shotty, they've been around for a long time. One of the last upstanding men of non-Trey gangsters. But magically, they all went down, and these two still around chilling. One did his thing in the courtroom, and one did his thing on a wiretap. But to this day, niggas still co-sign both of them because they got money. And I'm not here to prove nothing, and I don't care about neither one of them. But a lot of y'all that co-sign this behavior, a lot of y'all are victims. A lot of y'all don't understand law. A lot of y'all is just plain stupid. But that's why we got to go into history, because people forget history. All you got to do is look at the picture. Who's to say they're not cool to this day? Who's to say? We don't know. We don't have no proof. They could be cool to this day. Because the whole objective was to get rid of Mel Matrix and Shotty and the rest of them. That was the plan. That's what happened. That's what got done. They are in jail, and these two are free. And we heard every excuse, every scenario. It is what it is. But I'm going to let it be known that this man has no right to speak on other people. Now, he got people locked up in the feds, and now he joking on people that's going in the feds. So what's real about this dude? Why nobody that was in the circle ain't smacked fire out his face? Just off GP. Well, I ain't gonna get into that. No principles, no morals. Anyway, who cares? I don't care neither. But them dudes gonna get their karma one day. They're gonna get their karma one day. You can't do foul stuff to people and think your whole life gonna go smooth. It don't work that way. But look at that picture. Throwing up the B. And these are two niggas that built their career off using blood, specifically New York blood, to build both of their careers. Both of them did the same exact thing. Do you know how many niggas got locked up affiliated with Jim Jones throughout his career? Do you know how many people have died over his shenanigans and foolishness? A lot of y'all have no idea. But you still co-sign him and think he's a G. And that's your business because you probably a sucker too. All I'm saying is look at the picture. They still around, everybody else gone. Does he not look like an officer when they're breaking down what they just did? When they're explaining the details of how they arrested these guys? Or does he look like an innocent victim that's fighting for his life? No, he doesn't. Not at all. But they are the masters of costumes. When he threw on that jewelry and pulled out the money stacks, niggas thought he was real. He had the real nigga outfit on. Sorry. Anyway, y'all got short memories. You got microwave brains. You don't remember nothing. Then a lot of y'all co-sign. Niggas will co-sign anything that's wrong if they think they're gonna benefit off it. But you gotta understand, man. This man ain't looking out for nobody. These are people that only look out for themselves. Let's not talk about stack bundles. What happened to stack bundles? What happened to Max B? Did both of his not two artists that helped him rise to success with the song Ballin'? Did not Stack Bundles have the main influence on that song Ballin'? Did Stack Bundles, Max B, help Jim Jones go to the next level from being a Flavor Flav for Cameron to being a rapper, a top rapper? Y'all forget the formula. The formula was Stack Bundles, Max B. Who else was signed to Jimmy at that time? Mel Matrix. Mel Matrix stamped the blood behavior. Mel Matrix stamped Jimmy with the bloods, had him moving right. Max B and Stack Bundles tweaked his music right. And Jimmy ate off the whole deal. And Jimmy's still eating off niggas' backs. And Jimmy's still walking around. But this the picture of two shiesty ass niggas. My opinion. I don't want to hear about no Jim Jones. And just so happened, he named himself after a mass murderer. A man that made people commit suicide. Brainwashing them through the church. And I told y'all, why you think Jim Jones' first album is called On My Way to Church? Because he was brainwashing niggas. And a lot of niggas that listen to Jim Jones, a lot of them niggas are dead or in jail. All of that was a whole science. It was a whole ritual done on niggas in the hood by Jim Jones himself. That's why he able to still walk around to this day and he good. Just like this nigga. You're always being played and you're going to keep being played. Because you think that rappers are your family. In your mind, you start thinking that these are your real brothers in real life. You start thinking these are your homies. You start thinking that they're going to save you or do something nice for you one day. But every time you get deceived and you get played. So this man took his time to come out to clown two dudes fighting for their life, whether you like them or not. Who's 6ix9ine place to clown on these men when they fighting for their life? And he didn't do it after they got their time. He doing it while they fighting their case because he think he gonna get clout. Long as his name could trend like it does, he can say something, do something, his name start trending. But he trends for the wrong reason. So when 6ix9ine trend, every time he trend, I'm gonna shame him. Every time I'm gonna shame him, and I'm gonna keep reminding of what he did. Because nothing he did was real. We also know 6ix9ine started beef with Casanova 2 Time when he was locked up. Casanova 2 Time, he locked up right now. RICO charges. You see that? 6ix9ine still around. I could have sworn 6ix9ine was the one that had people shooting at Casanova at the Barclay, or shooting in the area, shooting in the vicinity. That was him. He's still around. 6ix9ine had dudes shooting at Chief Keef. He's still walking around laughing. See that? A dirty Mexican. That's what he is. A dirty ass Mexican. He's so dirty of a Mexican, even the Mexicans don't claim him. Nigga look Mexican mixed with white. Either way, he is a foul human being. Now, and nobody cares about no 6ix9ine, because to me, that nigga was an officer disguised as a rapper. That's why he never was on no real record label. These dudes are all suspect. But back to the picture, you see him and Jimmy right here chilling. Yeah, they say that they fell out because, you know, Jimmy was mad because Jimmy couldn't get in the circle. Jimmy couldn't eat off 6ix9ine. They try to say that he was mad over that. But who's to say that wasn't all a front? Also, the connection between them two is CEO Chris that y'all forgot about. I should have had his picture. CEO Chris was the link between both of them. CEO Chris used to wear the chain. It was a particular chain. I seen Jimmy with the same chain. CEO Chris and Jimmy was tight. CEO Chris and 6ix9ine was tight. CEO Chris was the one that set up Mel Matrix with the heroin deal and the fentanyl deal out in Maryland, Baltimore. When CEO Chris had the bricks, he tricked Mel Matrix into making a hand-to-hand sale. And that's how his fate got sealed. CEO Chris is the link between Tekashi 6ix9ine and Jim Jones. That's another link y'all ain't catch. CEO Chris, where he at to this day, he probably listening to this show right now. He's somewhere in the bushes. He walking around good. See who was CEO Chris? A man that was a Latin king, a blood, a Crip, a Mexican mafia, a Pyro, a Denver Lane. He was every gang. And he's still walking around. But CEO Chris was the link between Jim Jones and Tekashi 6ix9ine. So that's why I say, who's to say Jim Jones and Tekashi wasn't cool the whole time? In my opinion, who's to say they still not cool? Allegedly, who knows? We don't know. You know why? Because they the masters of the finesse game. Because we know one thing for sure. One thing we do know for a fact, they still eating and they still free. So who's to say they wasn't down the whole time? We heard about the charge that Jimmy caught running from the police, caught with guns and drugs in the car. We heard that case disappear. Oh, somebody else took the charge. Oh, I know. Whatever, man. Whatever. It's enough for them dudes. I'm about to get out of here in a minute. But I'm going to speak about the baby formula shortage for those that just pulled up. If you have children, if you have young babies, if your girl is pregnant, your wife is pregnant, single mothers, if you're pregnant, start buying your formula now. You can. I know that you can never have too much baby formula. Less than the past 24 hours, they have announced a baby formula shortage. We have to remember the tissue shortage. Do y'all remember the PSYOP program of the tissue, where they had people making an ass of themselves, running for tissue? But what did it do? It made people stockpile tissue, so the people that needed to get it couldn't get it. You know, you just need one thing of tissue. People with money, they was going to buy the whole shelf. The same way when you see the shelf right here, see? And let me go back to the report, because the report specifically said that the baby formula shortage will affect low-income and rural parents. Poor people, people in the hood, whatever you want to call it, people that's barely making it, people living check to check, people that's struggling, people that ain't got a whole lot of money to buy the whole shelf. That's all it means. Because the people that got money, when they hear it's a drought, they're going to buy the whole shelf. See that? That mother that got money, she's going to use her card. That mother that got a lot of money, or she's straight, and She's going to take that credit card and buy that whole rack. She's going to go on her bank account. She's going to buy that whole top shelf. And then another mother going to come. She's going to buy that other shelf and the other shelf. And then you come in and ain't going to be nothing left because you just need one or two. So the people with money are going to be stockpiling. The people with low income are going to be struggling. And I'm going to say it again. We don't know if they're purposely not producing it. We don't know if certain factories got shut down. We don't know what's going on. And another thing we don't know is when it pops back on the shelf, they might double the price. And we already know those big ones up there, them need a $50, $60 joints right there. And we also know this got to be in a good neighborhood. We know that for a fact it's a good neighborhood because we know for a fact in a hood, they put that stuff in glass. Now, that might be Walmart too. But in the hood, they put that stuff behind glass in, you know, certain places. But my point is, let's look at the tall cans on the top shelf. If they bring them back out, say they say it's a drought, it's a drought. But now when a baby formula start hitting the shelf, them same cans you looking at be $100, $120. You got to get it for your baby. What you going to do? You got no choice. But they saying it's a drought. And we know this might be a form of starvation. Now, for those that don't know what inflation is, you looking at inflation. When the basic necessities you need every day going up and there's nothing you can do about it. Your gas going up, food going up, now baby formula going, everything is going up. So when you out here struggling and you trying to make it through the month, how you going to make it through the month when you can't afford the baby formula or they're not mass producing it like they normally do, like they did with the tissue? Now you go out, you see tissue on every shelf. What else? Tissue is also a little bit more than that first. So these are signs and symbols of starvation. That's my whole point. I spoke on that, Sean Woods. If your baby starving, you got titties, that means you a damn fool. I spoke on that earlier. You got to remember, a lot of women that smoke cigarettes, drink alcohol on a regular basis, smoke a lot of weed. A lot of them, they don't breastfeed. And a lot of them, their milk is tainted. What else? I wonder what happens if it's a woman that got silicone fake breasts. I wonder, can they breastfeed still? But I broke that down earlier, Sean Woods, how it was a time where that's what it was. That's how it's supposed to be. And I went into how it was a science of breastfeeding your child, because breastfeeding your child represented the union between the mother and her child. That was the real bond. Why you think when you see all ancient people, when you see the Native Americans, when you see the picture of Isis holding the baby Horus, you see she got it to her breast, because that represents the real motherhood and the real nurturing. Also, it is a fact that children that are breastfed, brain enhances and increases faster, because they get the right nutrition that's already in the mother's body. When they came up with baby formula, that was a hustle. That also was a way to control the bond between the mother and the child. That's why we see other races, they still breastfeed. I don't care if that so-called white mother got a lot of money to buy formula, a lot of them still breastfeed. And a lot of black women, I heard black women say out their own mouth that they don't want their breast to sag from breastfeeding. So we know it's best that a lot of women have to be healthy and have their body at a certain level to even breastfeed their baby properly. And we know for a fact, no, I'm not shaming no woman, I'm just being real. We know it's a fact. A lot of women, as soon as they drop that baby, they want to get that pack of Newports. As soon as they drop that baby, they're rolling up that blunt. And they ain't got time to breastfeed. They don't want to breastfeed. And we know with some mothers, soon as they had that baby, they get right, they start drinking, going back to the club. So this is part of how they broke the formula of the mother and the child. And the key word I said, they broke the formula of breastfeeding. Also, they stopped the baby coming from the womb through this thing called C-section. So they've been created a way to separate a mother from their child, meaning break the natural bond. the natural bond of nature, breastfeeding and natural pregnancy. I said this earlier, how we know they give women them epidural shots in their back. We don't know what them shots is. We don't know how them shots alter women's life. We also know they like to cut the baby out. They always make an excuse, the baby upside down, the baby too big, or they always make some type of excuse. We already know that. And just so happen they mostly make most of these excuses when the mother, 9 times out of 10, if she got Medicaid, she got certain things, they always try to come with this story. But then some others, they buck, they say, nah, I don't want a C-section. But I'm just saying, I'm just speaking on, these are some of the things they implement. These are some of the things they've been putting on our people. And if all you got to do is talk to your mother, your grandmother, they'll tell you back in the day, they ain't do none of that. But when it came to a certain generation, they started putting these things into play to separate the natural bond between a mother and child, breastfeeding and natural pregnancy. And now they got everybody depending on a man-made formula that now is drying up on the shelf. And a lot of people know, y'all know when you got to buy that baby formula, sometimes that stuff be running your pockets because y'all know how it go. You always gotta re-up on that can when you least expect it. When you ain't planning to buy another can, you thought you was straight. Next thing you know, baby ran out of milk. But now you might go to the store and there ain't nothing left. Or you might go to the store and they start price gauging. You know what I'm saying? Boosting the prices up, price gouging. You thought it was gonna be $56, $60. Now they're joining $100, 110 plus tax. So you gotta do what you gotta do. But that's where we at right now. So that's why I'm saying, if your money right and you know for a fact you got kids coming and you got babies, you better start getting right now. Because I see more than one picture of what's going on. This is national news right now. So don't wait till the last minute. Don't be going around buying half gallons of Hennessy, half gallons of Douce, half bottles of liquor, and you ain't rearing up on that baby formula. You dig? That's all I'm saying. But each his own. That's right. That's a fact too, helping. They get paid off that. That's right. They tax that Medicaid extra bread for that C-section. That's a fact. That's how they get their money. I done heard 10 to 30,000 exactly extra off the rip. That's why you always see you. Let's keep it real. We know it's one thing if the woman say I want a C-section, she asks for it. But 9 times out of 10, they're gonna promote it to you. That's just how I go. And they're gonna make up an excuse why you need to get it. And they're gonna make it like you might die if you don't have a baby if you don't do this. They do it, man. They run the same game everywhere. Because that's a plan, and you'll see your ancestors didn't do that. Let's look back way before hospitals. Man, they had them. You heard about midwives? They had them right in the crib. We know in slavery days they had them right in the crib. We know any nationality, any nation back in history, they had them wherever they had them at. That's where they had them. It wasn't even a damn hospital. So what's the difference between back then and now? Now it's a big money game, and it's also called separation. That's right. That's right. So these are things that's going on right now. This ain't no fear factor, scare taxes. This is what's going on. So I'm just reporting in real time. Oh man, she said, Rondell said, I wonder if Bill Gates' artificial breast milk about to hit the shelves. He's been working on that the whole. See? Rondell strikes again. I didn't even know that. See that? This man is cloning up breast milk. So now we understand. It makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. See? Wow. Artificial breast milk. Looks to me like an agenda. The same way y'all saw, some of y'all saw, and I posted the new electrical Cadillac worth $150,000. That is a house on wheels. But you see the gas going up because you're being pushed to the electric. You're being pushed. That's why they're giving a certain time span. See, in my opinion, what they're doing, the banks are getting their last days of cashing out off of these gas cars. A lot of these cars on the lot, that's gas. They want you to take them. They want you to pay that 93. because it goes hand in hand. You're going to pay the 93, you're going to pay the high 87. Everybody eats off the oil investments. The bank gets their last run off the cars they get interest loans on. And they already know one day everything is going electric. Therefore, when your lease is up, your car note up, your car paid, whatever, not only will you be stuck with a car, you still have to go buy an electric car. And they know this. And they're going to make it hard on you because they're going to start making that gas so high. Yeah. So let's think about it. When 87 is $7 and 93 is $10 and electric cars are booming, you're going to be fiending to get you an electric car. That's what's going on right now. That's why right now you can go to any dealership and get a car easy. You can get a gas car so easy. You can get any car you want. All you gotta have is a little bit of money down. You basically can walk off the car lot with a car right now because they giving them gas cars away. They're giving them away. I'm being real. I don't care what it is. Benz. I don't care what it is. BMW, Hondas, Toyotas. They giving them all away like nothing. 2019, 2016. I mean, they giving all them cars away because they already know what's next. They already know what's in store. You saw the new Cadillac truck. You saw the new Hummer. You saw the new BMW electrical car. They already got electrical pumps out here. Everything is going electric. People that got the bag, they're going strictly electric. And everybody else going to have to work their way in and get their money with it, get in where they fit in. But that's what's going on. What's going on, Ms. Carla McWilliams? So the gas going to keep going up because they're going to push you to the electric. And maybe the baby formula going to keep going up so they can push you to the artificial breast milk. They know ways how to stir the crowd. They can push you into whatever they want you to do. That's right. It is a fine automobile. That's the new world. A $150,000 Cadillac Escalade. That's a house on wheels. Period. But that's what time it is. They also making them cars for survival. So people got to pay attention. That's right. The New World Order. The New World Order is the new world that's being restructured. It's getting put in a new order. We know the natural order of things is everything goes from 1 to 9. What they're doing is remixing the order of how things go. What you was used to is not going to be the same no more. It's going to be a little bit different. Either some things are going to be taken away or some things are going to be added on, enhanced. That is the New World Order. The key word of that is change. What was Obama's whole slogan? Change. Basically, what he was telling you was New World Order. New World Order means change. Same thing. That's why you see all of these changes taking place. Everything is changing. I told people that listen to me and whatever. I told you everything you once did, everything you was once used to, everything you once loved, everything you was accustomed to that you thought was a guarantee, all that's changing now. They studied your ways. They studied your ancestors. They studied all of your survival tactics, all the things you love, all the things you love to do, everything about you. They have studied it, and now they have mastered it. And the number one thing that gave them insight into your whole life was social media, because that's what people were social, and they express their ideas. You show how you eat. You show how you live. You show how you travel. Remember, before social media, they did not know how we live because we was taught what goes on in this house stays in this house. That's what we was taught. We was told what? No snitching, no telling. So a lot of stuff about us they didn't know. But once they came up with these platforms, they were able to study, and now it is a thing called what? Algorithm. Because they study our algorithm, period. And they put it in database. And now this database could be studied and researched throughout the world, where anybody can study exactly how we work, how we move, how much money we spend, where we shop. Our whole life is in a damn database. That's all I'm going to say. Our whole life is in a database. Now they know how to control you. That's all it is. You know why? Because we don't live in secrecy no more. Everything we do is on Front Street. So therefore, they have cracked the code on us. And therefore, they know how to rule over you, because Before, a lot of things they didn't know and understand, now they do. That's a fact. The world has not been the same since 9/11 and C-19. That's right. And you'll see from those two things, some of the most things that have been implemented are still affecting your life to this day. And the whole icing on the cake of the whole pandemic was the installation of 5G technology, the technology which links all technology together. People thought 5G was just a frequency on a damn cell phone. No, it's not. 5G is the network that make all things run together. One big database. That is the new world order. So that's why I say it's nothing to be scared of, because we living in it every day. Either you on point or you not. The people that's on point are going to be straight. The people that think it's a game, that's on you. That's all it is. But this whole baby formula shortage, it got to do with the same agenda. That what? We don't breastfeed, which they already studied, and they already know we don't own no farms, we don't grow our own food. So now they about to play the food shortage games. Because we was taught that the country was lame and boring. And they put slavery in our minds so deep. The last thing we wanted to do was see a field and work a damn field. We ain't trying to do that. We want to be in the city. We want to be in a concrete jungle. We want to be in the bricks. We want to be in the hood. And that's how they got us all away from our natural habitat of what? Living off the land and trying to be rappers. And now they know how we think, and now they know how we move. Everything now is against you. That's it. And every chance they get, they rub it in our face. So let me go back to this story before I pull out. I'm going back into how they say that the USA identified that basically over 400 schools, boarding schools that were used to brainwash Native American children. They have found mass burial sites at these locations. And they're digging up these locations right now as we speak. And the Native Americans, they have been being compensated a lot. The U.S. government have been apologizing, and they have been giving Native Americans restitution, casinos, a lot of things. A lot of people, and they don't understand. See, a lot of y'all think a reservation is something that look like a FEMA camp, but no, it's not. A reservation is a set of land set up. But they got businesses, all type of stuff going on in these reservations. These reservations are basically their own world. They got their own world where they don't have to come out into the other world. And there's reservations all over America. So my point is, the so-called Native Americans on these reservations, guess what? They live better than you. That's all you got to know. They live better than you. But I will say this too. It's up for you to know who you are and for you to get in where you fit in. Because a lot of Native Americans are walking around and they call themselves African Americans. That's all I'm going to say. But the point is, they've over 400 schools with mass burial sites where they use these locations to break Native American kids, brainwash them, take their language from them, and turn them into good white boys. Basically, that's what they did at that time. The same thing they did to us. After slavery, when they said we could learn, they put us in these schools and broke us and taught us how to be good Americans. You know? But when it was all said and done, they threw all of us in mass graves, and that's what it was. You know, back then, we didn't get tombstones. They just put you in a ditch, no name. But these grave sites are being dug up. And they say that many of these children were abused and violated. And I told you before, we already spoke about this. They would kill the man, rape the woman, and take their kids. And some, when they was raping these women, those kids, some of them were put in these boarding schools, and some of them later on became the $5 Indians. And this is how the process happened when Native Americans started turning into pale faces. Remember how they used to call them the pale face? But then you'll see to this day, Native Americans allegedly got pale faces because their blood was tampered and mixed. Mostly the first 5 tribes that are recognized by the government. But that's not my point. My point is the same thing they did to the children back then, the same thing is happening to the children now. It's just that now the children are slaughtering each other. And they said that the ages from 10 to 24, the most young melanated children have died within the past 25 years more than ever. So we already know that's what? A mass extermination now. And I just told you about the mass extermination then. So when you hear that history repeats itself, this is what's going on right now. And this is now breaking news. This is national news. This ain't no secret. This ain't no hidden. This is what they telling you. Now, mind you, they're releasing all these numbers at one time. They releasing the mass grave sites. They released the mass deaths yesterday. And today they also released how 1 million people have died from C-19. But everybody was talking about population control this, population control that. But little did we know exactly how it was going to take place. Now it already took place. It's done. And it ain't over yet. And this is not counting the mass homeless situation and the mass unemployment and the mass overdose. That's what it is right now. So is things getting better? I don't know. All I know is you got to make your own life better. And like I said, I'm not beating a dead horse, just that this is the stuff that keep popping out every day. So we gotta stay updated and upgraded. You know, people that listen to me, I'm gonna try to make it every time you pull up, you're gonna get something out the deal. You ain't gonna be able to say you ain't know this and you ain't know that. Because that's how they tricked us before. You know what I'm saying? We always catch stuff when it's too late. But anyway, that's what happened, man. Mass graves are being dug up of your ancestors. And people are being compensated. And right now, your children are still being dumped in mass graves. That's why, what you think a GoFundMe is for? A GoFundMe is because your child died and you can't afford to give them a decent burial. Well, back then, they definitely did not give the children a decent burial. They did them dirty. And the same thing to this day. Oh, we so smart. Oh, we in 2020. Oh, that was back in the day. We better now. People still can't afford a proper funeral, just like the slaves. Same thing. But this woman, like I said, she looked like a Native American, don't she? And she is facing 95 years for killing her girlfriend. She put racks on her girlfriend's head. This woman right here. She wanted her dead. And she said that her girlfriend was cheating on her. This woman by the name of Tarita Julius. Her girlfriend thought she was cheating on her, felt like she was cheating on her, and she paid the hitman. The hitman tried to take her life, and he failed. And this is the same hitman that testified in court against her and told that she sent him to do the hit. He snitched on her. But before she got snitched on and the killer fell at the job, she killed the woman herself with an extension cord, choked her to death, and buried her in the backyard. We also know these are particular crimes we used to always put on white people. But not no more. Now, when you hear a crime, you got to literally see who it is before you assume it was this or that person. Now, my point is, does this woman look like she got the power to choke a woman out, bury a ditch, and bury her? She looks very innocent, don't she? Some people say, oh, she got beautiful hair. See, let's look at some of you dudes. Y'all dudes are shame women that wear wigs, shame women that do this, that, and the third. Well, this woman got natural hair, and look at her. What the hell does that mean? What the hell does a woman hair or what she got on a wig or not mean? And even though wigs come from our ancestors too, our ancestors created wigs for you dumb niggas. Our ancestors created makeup for you dumb niggas. And then the other people stole it. And you think when a woman put on makeup, she's trying to be white. No, nigga. That come from our ancestors. But you don't know no better because you're stupid. But anyway, for you good hair loving niggas, look at her nice hair. Does she look like she will put a woman in a ditch? And I'm probably sure she'll put a nigga in a ditch too. But my point is, looks are deceiving. And everybody still like to go by how things look. That's why you're always deceived by your eyes. You believe everything you see. You believe everything you hear. But that's why I don't play with people. You don't play with people. You definitely don't play with people you think what they ain't going to do, because this woman was vicious. And she might be the top gangster in America right now because she put hits on niggas. And when the hits don't get done, she put in the work herself. And she went to court and did not tell nothing. That's why she got 95 years. The shooter told on her. So this woman is very vicious. Looks are deceiving. And it's sad that she does look like one of our Native American sisters. But she was vicious. And she had more heart than this nigga right here. This who niggas be co-signing. This who niggas give a pass to. All because he got money and he got some jewelry. Salute to the dude that punched this nigga in the side of the head too. Knocked his block off. A lot of y'all ain't gonna do nothing. If I ever see this dude, I'll spit on that nigga. If I see him across the street, I'm gonna throw a bottle at that nigga. That's what I'm gonna do. Allegedly, because the nigga might try to come for me too. Nigga petty, man. It's a petty dude right here, man. Dirty ass Mexican. They got black men locked up for 10, 15 years. He did the work for the police. He is not a snitch. He is an agent. All right? That's why he was trolling these dudes right here. Trolling them. Why they going through it. Still fighting their case, fighting for their life. The first day he want to troll them. People think that's funny. And like I said, Jim Jones don't get no pass. But like I say, I'm sick of dudes, grown men that always want to talk gangster talk, always bragging about their gangster background, how much time they did. These the niggas they stamp. These the niggas they fight for. These the niggas they care about. Like I said, don't get mad at me. Y'all dudes forgot where y'all came from, and y'all forgot how y'all was raised. Wow, it's crazy. My screen says 69 in the chat. 69 watching. 69 viewers watching. 69 a bitch ass nigga. See that? Y'all forget. You used to see in the image with the Ferraris and the gangsters. No, this is him right here. I should have pulled up the real picture of Danny before the tats, because you don't understand that the loudest dude is the weakest dude, and most dudes with big tats on their face be the softest. They're the softest niggas. I knew that a long time ago. If I see a nigga with big teardrops on his face, I'm gonna look at you like you a sucker for real. Niggas that broadcast usually be the weakest ones. Usually. And the ones that really put the work in, they the quietest ones. That's the one that'll open the door for you. Sometimes that nigga might be a killer. You don't even know that because he respects his elders. Anyway, done with this dude. We got the word. This man was clowning, you know, Young Thug and Gunna. We know they fighting for their life, and this man out here playing because he told. He's proud to have told on people, and he think it's funny to joke on other people. See, that's what the world come to. It is what it is. I spoke on them already. I spoke on the baby formula foot shortage. I spoke on the foul woman that took out her girlfriend and buried her in the backyard, which is another sign of demonic behavior taking over the planet, and it's not going to stop. I also spoke on Bobby Brown, how he came out and admitted how he was molested by a priest when he was young. And Bobby Brown said he caught the priest with a right hook and kicked him and ran and got away. He said the priest only touched his private part, and after that, he popped off on the priest and got away. That's what Bobby Brown said. This is what's trending. We keep hearing these same stories, but this is what Bobby Brown said he did. So salute to Bobby Brown for fighting. It is what it is. I touched on just about everything that need to be touched on. Also, I spoke on how Chloe Bailey, Gunna's girlfriend, promises to stay loyal while he's in prison. And as of right now, Gunna is facing 150 years. So I'm going to be watching Chloe to see if she uphold that. That means if she old and gray, she still ain't going to mess with nobody. It is what it is. Anyway, that's that. We done touched on all these topics. I'm going to tell y'all once again, if you have a child, if somebody is pregnant, or anybody in your family is pregnant, your niece, nephew, cousin, whatever, y'all might want to start trying to help them out. Start trying to snatch up some of this formula before it's off the shelf, and definitely before they put a high price on it, because they said that it's going to affect low-income people. That's what they said. That's national news. So it is what it is. Other than that, salute to the chat. Salute to the family. Y'all know I'm going to run through it. I told you I was going to cruise today. I was going to chill. It's going to be easy. But we're going to run through it. Yup, he looked like a tatted up undercover cop. There you go, my nigga. It's a fact. Whatever job they got to fulfill, they get them ready for the job. Exactly. Just look at this picture right here. I'm just being real. We know people be on the stand telling. We know that. But doesn't he look more like an officer giving specific detail on how when the officers, complete the task and they explain in court how, they had to do this and had to do that. Well, Your Honor, the suspects were doing this, that, and the third, and I had to do, he looked like he's giving detail as an officer. Now you see why he was able to go to O Block. Now you see why he was trolling Jay Prince. All he did was troll real people that was really in the street. All he did was get people locked up that was really in the street. And I bet you can't even name 5 songs from this clown. But when you first saw him in that video with all them bloods and them red bandanas, you forgot to realize it was a police car in that same damn video when he had a pound of weed out. And that's before the weed was legal in New York City. Giant put 2 and 2 together. He was showing you, nigga, I run with both. Nigga was telling you, man. Why you think every crime they committed, the nigga recorded it? The nigga recorded robberies. The nigga recorded when niggas tried to so-called kidnap, he recorded that. So he was in the hospital with his beat up face, he recorded that. He recorded and posted everything he did. He was documenting. And none of them niggas was smart enough to say, yo, put that camera down, bro. Let me get that camera. They were being lined up the whole time. Young Donnie Brasco. If you didn't see the video of Donnie Brasco because you're from a certain era, you need to go watch Donnie Brasco, one of the greatest movies in the world ever made on infiltrating gangs and infiltrating the mafia. The greatest movie to show how a man came amongst the mafia. He portrayed himself as a jeweler. You see, they always going to let you pick a role and what you got to do to infiltrate. He infiltrated as a jeweler. And he met one person that brought him amongst the gang. The same story with Tekashi 6IX9INE. He went to one individual He got 1 or 2 people to accept him, and they brought him amongst the gang. They used the same damn formula every fucking time. They go to the weakest link within the organization, the weakest member befriends them and bring them in. Oh, you don't believe me? Let's go to New Jack City. Who brought the cops to Nino? Was it not G Money? Was he not the weak link when he started getting high? Who did he bring? Ice-T. Ice-T knew G Money was weak. He established a relationship with G Money. The whole time he wanted Nino Brown. G Money brought Ice-T into the gang, and that's how Ice-T was able to get Nino Brown set up. The same story again, and again, and you keep going for the same damn story. That's why if I was still dealing in criminal activity in the street, I would not let no new nigga in my circle. A lot of you niggas be telling for no reason. A lot of you niggas run your mouth. A lot of you dudes be pillow talking. You broadcast, and I would never let you in my circle if I was still in the street. And at the end of the day, y'all the same niggas. If we did get in the room, you gonna tell. You know the dog, like the dog whisperer. A lot of you niggas, you the dog whisperer. You're always whispering. You're always telling something behind the scenes. You niggas talk too much, like I said. The shit make me sick. I never seen men that talk so fucking much. Not just talk, they be telling. Don't you know when you tell somebody else that you tell, gonna tell, and then they gonna tell, and they gonna tell? You ever heard of dying with some things to your grave? But you think the more you talk, the more you real. You think the more you talk and the more you keep repeating something and make it real. No, it don't. It just means you talk too much. A lot of you dudes are shady. A lot of you dudes be conspiring. You think you pulling strings, but all that's agent behavior. We ain't pulling no strings. We just watching you. Because some of us, we know who you are. A lot of you niggas, you got police tendency, but not just police tendency. You got double agent tendencies, meaning you portray that street life, but you ain't really street like that. You ain't trying to feel no pain. You ain't trying to put in no pain. You just want to be all in the mix. You want to act like you know everybody, and you want to act like you know everything. But in reality, you just a sponge, and you just waiting to release all the information. It's a lot of you dudes, real talk. Y'all know who y'all are. And y'all niggas be mastering and conspiring and plotting on people's downfall, just like 6ix9ine. Because all he did was plot on the downfall. A lot of y'all niggas got that 6ix9ine energy. But you call yourself real, you call yourself gangster. And some of y'all just so happen to call yourself blood. Doing suspect ass shit. That's right, Donnie Brasco. What up, Wax? These niggas got the Donnie Brasco energy. I told you, most of these dudes, they ain't gonna kill nothing, they ain't gonna let nothing die. But they will press 911 quick. Nigga, I don't even go with niggas to court. I'm talking about for years, I've been on that type of time. I used to go with niggas to court, but that shit bad luck. And I don't visit niggas in jail. That shit bad luck too. I don't care. And I ain't writing no nigga in jail. I don't care. That's me. Nigga, I look out for you, come home. I ain't entertaining none of that. I ain't gonna be on no recorded conversations, none of that. To each his own, but that's me. That shit, all that shit bad luck. Miss Jackie. That's right. Aaron Brown, what's up? That's right. Some things should be between you and God, but people don't think that way. They think everything is for everybody. Nothing is sacred no more. That's the world we in. Because you've been brainwashed by social media to always socialize. So you're always socializing, which AKA means running your mouth. It's okay to be what? Antisocial. Sometimes. It's okay to shut up for 24 hours. So when I see a person that always talk, all you got to do is imagine them if they really got in trouble and they got put in that room.
They're gonna talk because they can't stop talking. That's why it's not hard to tell a snitch, because they always run their damn mouth. A snitch run their mouth and nothing even happen. So imagine if something really drastic happened, they gonna really talk because they don't know when to shut up. It's crazy. I'm talking about real timing right now. This goes on right now. Dudes be talking. And they always trying to prove to you how they real. Real has to be shown. It can't be spoken on. You can't prove you real through what you say. You can't prove you real through a damn video. You can't prove you real through a text message. You have to be judged by your actions, the things you say and do out your mouth, how you treat people, how you deal with people, how you move in the street, how you move off the books, how you hustle, you grind. That's another thing. A lot of you niggas claim street, but you ain't got no hustle. You ain't got no grind. You ain't got no work ethic. You're fucking lazy. Real street niggas is got hustle to them. They got bounce. They got step. They got charisma. They got swag. It's called knowing how to make something out of nothing. Some of us got that. Some of us don't, because those are the ones that usually are leeches, and they're lazy, and they're the ones that watch everybody else do what they do. We hear the same saying. We all have the same 24 hours. I choose to use mine hustling. You choose to use yours talking. That's your business. I like to get up and move around. You might like to be lazy. Some people like to watch people make money. Some people like to make money themselves. It's simple. Some people like to cook. Some people like fast food. That's life. But you're going to see that everything is coming to an end right now. Meaning, you know what I'm saying? People drawing a line right now. People choosing their sides right now. That's what's going on. So like I said, if I choose to go to college and get a master's degree, don't hate on me, because you don't want to, because you dropped out and don't want to get your GED. You dig? Man, this dualities of life that everybody got to do what they got to do for them. And just because I do what I got to do for me, don't got shit to do with you. Same thing what you do, ain't got nothing to do with me. Which the saying is, what this person eat don't mean I gotta, you dig? That's my point. So that's why I'm like, a lot of people got to get out of their feelings. I'm talking about in general. You know, that's that crab in the bucket mentality. We feel like when somebody want to do better for themselves, that mean they trying to shit on you. But that ain't what that mean. That mean that person just want what's best for them. Like I said, you dig? It might be a trip to Miami, you know. I might want to fly, you might want to drive. That's your business, how you get there. As long as you get there. I'm not gonna be mad at you because you want to drive. I want to hop on a plane. But niggas be thinking because you on a mission that you trying to shit on them. But that I'm talking about this the hood mentality. You know, because every day when you're in the hood, you're supposed to be trying to fight to make it out the hood. And when you trying to make it out or do something great of yourself, people always gonna try to stop you from doing what's great. You know, the people that always make up excuses why you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. Those are haters. Oh, you don't believe me? All you gotta do is look within your own life. You can make it up. You can lie and make some stuff up. Just say, sit around a hater that you want to do something different, and watch they gonna try to talk you out of it. I don't think you should do that. Or what about this? What about that? That's a hater. When you're trying to bust a move and somebody trying to deter you away from what you're trying to do, that's a hater. And sometimes they can hate with a straight face. Always trying to convince you what you shouldn't do, what you can't do, and telling you what not to do. And then when you look at them, they ain't doing shit on their own. They ain't doing nothing. That's how haters work. You get it? It's a pattern and a formula. They can't hide, because you can't hide your actions. A snake always gonna be a snake. And every now and then a snake gonna always hiss. All you gotta do is listen to him, you'll hear the hiss. All right? I ain't gonna talk you out of death. Episode 172. Salute to everybody that pulled up. Salute to my family. Those who are my family, y'all should already know I love y'all by now. And everybody opposite of that, it is what it is. You take how you want to take it. If you family, you ain't got nothing to worry about. If you are op or enemy, man, your days will forever be short. Like I said, everything you try to do gonna fail. The same thing Silly told Mister. You know what I'm saying? The same thing, nigga, because Mister was a hater. And you see how that nigga ended up. Color purple, nigga. Word up. Have a blessed day, Poe. Have a blessed day, bro. Sassy. All y'all. Damn. It is what it is. That's right. A lot of people need to just listen better than talk way less. That's right. You have to be a good listener as much as you talk. Somebody told me, a wise man said, you have to listen twice as much as you run your mouth. And I run my mouth a lot, but I listen way more than I talk. Believe that. And y'all know I run my mouth 2 hours straight every day. But guess what? Within them 24 hours in a day, I do a way more listening. That's what niggas don't understand about me. I ain't no different from nobody. Other than that, man, I think that's about it. Salute to everybody that's in the building. I see y'all in the chat wilding out, man. Episode 172, we did it again. Y'all should already know. Yeah, I was laid back today because I didn't want to turn up too much. I gotta save some energy for tomorrow, and it's Friday. I don't understand how Friday keep coming so fast. Tomorrow's Friday, and guess what? It's Friday the 13th tomorrow. So for people that's superstitious, it is what it is. But I'm gonna make tomorrow a good day too. So other than that, man, salute to the chat, salute to the fam, everybody that pulled up episode 172. Don't forget to hit the all notification bell. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to share on all platforms. If you want to, you leave a comment. It is what it is. All right. With that note, For No Fame Live episode 172, and I'm Ghost. 1.